Welcome back, podcast fans, to your favorite podcast, Tate and Josh in the Morning. Today we have a special co-host, Zach Rios.
Yo.
Who is a fucking genius, if I may say myself, when it comes to all things football, fantasy included. I actually playing this week in fantasy, so hopefully I don't get my ass kicked too bad. But anyway, we're here. It's the start of college football for all us in the Southeast. Southeastern Conference is kicking off. It's going to be a lot of fucking fun. And we have some picks for you guys. But first, let's start off talking about our teams. Of course, Josh and Hutto, you guys know, are big Georgia fans. And as you can see, I'm a Gator fan, so, you know, I'm rocking with the Gators. Let's talk about our teams a little bit. I'll let Josh and Hutto start us off. Tell us, what do you expect on both sides of the ball from Georgia this year? I think we all know Georgia's defense is going to be pretty good, but tell us what you guys think about the defense and the offense.
I mean, I think the offense is kind of up for question right now, especially since we didn't have a summer, didn't have spring ball. I mean, it's going to be something that we're really going to have to work on. And I mean, in any year, you come up and you got to get better. I mean, you're never going to have a game like your first games. Everybody always knows you schedule teams you think you're going to be able to beat so you can work out the kinks. So that's really all anybody can do now, especially since we haven't had that many touches.
Yeah, and we still have a question mark at quarterback. We still don't know. I don't think they've named a starter yet, have they?
Didn't they name a starter, Tate? Or was it just...
I don't know if Kirby Smart has came out and officially named a starter. I think most people think, for some reason, that it's going to be DeJuan Mathis.
That'll be real interesting to see because we haven't seen him. You know, he had that brain surgery last year. I have seen on Twitter there's a bunch of hype around him. 6'6". I mean, he's 6'6". Supposedly he can make all the big deep ball throws. I think that's one of the driving factors of why Jamie Newman decided to just haul ass.
Well, apparently from what I've heard, I'm not a Georgia fan, so don't quote me on this, but I heard he beat out Jamie Newman before he decided to opt out, and JT Daniels. I heard he beat out both of them.
Well,
he was once committed to Ohio State, so Ohio State don't recruit just anybody to play quarterback for him.
I'd said Newman opted out in the beginning. Whenever we got the news that he was opting out, is that I think me and Tate both discussed the reason we thought that he opted out is because he gets another year of eligibility, and we knew.
Well, this year doesn't count anyway. Even if you play, it doesn't count against your year eligibility. Yeah. So I think he's going to declare for the draft, and that's
he's already
declared.
Declared, but I mean, what do they look? What kind of film are they looking at? Wake Forest?
Well, my thing is,
he better hope
if you're declaring for the draft, why didn't he declare for the draft this past year? When you're fresh, they've seen you play recently. Well,
and how does that come into play? Because, like you said, they're going to be looking at, okay, this guy hasn't played football for a year. And it's not even like he's getting touches at practice either. He's opted out. He's not playing. He's not on the team.
Yeah.
Or I say he's not on the team. He's not going to the practices. He's not getting any type of touches, practice.
Well, I think he's going to start training for the draft. Obviously, you can go to these facilities that get you prepared. But I found it really odd at the timing of this, and that's why I believe the rumors that he was just beat out. I think DeJuan Mathis can do a lot of things for Georgia, make that offense dynamic. He can take off and run with the ball. Obviously, those of you that have seen his high school highlights, he can really throw the ball too, honestly. I mean, he's just a good all-around player. Like I said, Ohio State don't recruit fucking scrubs. We all know that. So for them to flip him there towards the end of the cycle, I think it was 2 years ago, when they flipped him, that's a big get, and especially now that he's going to see some meaningful playing time, especially starting week 1. I mean, I think that says a lot about the work he's put in to get back from that injury and from that surgery.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's another thing on Jamie Newman is, whenever you recruit guys, you're looking for their ability to compete, their competitive edge, and the whole situation is such like just anybody looking at him is, all right, he got beat out, so now he just wants to declare for the draft. I mean, can you name any quarterback that's set out for a year that's been drafted high?
No, you're not.
Or drafted at all?
He won't be drafted. I can guarantee you that.
Look at his career in a whole. He played at Wake Forest. Let's be honest. I'm not saying that he's not a good football player because I've watched some of his film. He's a decent quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't seen anything phenomenal out of him. But you also have to look at the program he was in. I don't see somebody from Wake Forest just popping out and being a top 10 recruit.
No.
So, I mean,
if this was his opportunity to improve his draft stock was to get in there under Monken, who's going to wing the ball around some, who's going to build the offense around what quarterback he has starting. He's going to shape it to make them successful, put them in the best spot to be successful. We've seen it everywhere he's been. Right. This was his spot, his chance to improve his draft stock, and that's what leads me to believe that he didn't get in there. He wasn't grasping the playbook maybe. He just was getting outperformed by DeJuan Mathis, who there's no shame in that. DeJuan Mathis is a great player. Yeah. But maybe he should have thought about who they had in the stable. I mean, you knew they had Carson Beck, who's a baller too, and DeJuan Mathis is a baller. You knew you were going to have to be at high level to even get snaps at Georgia. Maybe he should have second thought where he went. You know what I mean? Maybe he could have went somewhere different and got more meaningful playing time if he wanted to,
well, what's going to be interesting
a quarterback at the next level
is to see a taller QB at UGA. Because, I mean, you look at Aaron Murray. Aaron Murray's like, what, 6'1"?
Yeah.
And I think
Fromm's like 6'1" or 6'2".
6'1" or 6'2". So it's going to be interesting because we haven't had a tall quarterback in a while. And that does, I mean, believe it or not, yes, it does help.
Mm-hmm.
And
especially Paxton in the pocket.
Yeah. And because, I mean, you're especially the size of Georgia's O-line right now. Dude, you need some height to see over them dudes because those are absolute animals you're looking at. I mean, they could be crouched over and still taller than me. So,
the cornerstone of Georgia's team this year is going to be their defense. That's what they're going to be leaning on.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about the defense. We know, isn't LeCount back?
LeCount.
Yeah. I look
the
for
secondary is going to be jam up. You got LeCount, you got Tyson Campbell.
Campbell's a monster.
Unfortunately,
Stokes.
Kelly Ringo is out.
Yeah, what about Stokes?
Stokes is in.
I really like Stokes.
DJ Daniel.
And Stokes will hit too. Stokes is not one of those guys who's going to – he's not one of those guys who, like, try to just make the big hit and make it on the highlights. That dude wraps up. And that's one problem that we have is you get into this SEC mindset where you've got to just kill somebody just make the damn tackle.
Yeah, I think Stokes is the one who lit up.
Yeah, he lit up the Tennessee quarterback. I'm talking about absolutely ran through it.
So, I know y'all lost one guy to the portal, I believe. I don't even know if I heard where he was going. Devad
Wilson. I think he went to UCF.
UCF, okay. Well, that's interesting because he was a highly touted recruit. I know Florida wanted him bad. So we know defense is going to be the strong suit. If the offense can score hit a couple big plays, your defense is going to keep you in every game.
Yeah.
So even with Alabama, Auburn, y'all got a pretty tough schedule, especially towards the front end coming up. Yeah. But anyway, so I'm going to talk a little bit about Florida, I guess. So on the defensive side of the ball, I think we're going to be improved, and I'll tell you why I think that is. I know we lost David Reese, we lost John Grenard, we lost Jabari Zuniga. The defensive line, I think, is our biggest question mark on defense. We've got some linebackers, some young guys. You got Muhammad Diabate, who saw significant playing time last year. You saw him get after the quarterback, and I really like that about him. We've got he's not a consensus 5-star, but I think he should have been. Derek Wingo from St. Thomas Aquinas, he's a baller. He's going to see playing time. And last year, like I said, this year I think it's going to be the defensive line that's going to be our biggest question mark. But we got 5-star Gavon Dexter. He's going to see a lot of playing time. I've heard great things about him in fall camp. He's dominating. We've got Brenton Cox, who's eligible. And I'm not going to lie to y'all, you see, Florida's infamous for giving only straight studs the number one. You saw last year C.J. Henderson had it on defense and Kadarius Toney had it on offense. We give it to our playmakers, and Brenton Cox is wearing number one this year. And I've heard he's unblockable is what I've been hearing from fall camp.
That's the Georgia transfer.
That's the Georgia transfer, former 5-star. We also got another big transfer who's going to play a lot this year from Penn State, former 5-star wide receiver Justin Shorter, and that just adds to the barrel at wide receiver. We got Trayvon Grimes, Jacob Copeland, Kadarius Toney, Justin Shorter,
Kyle Pitts,
which
I classify as a receiver. He's not a tight end.
He's 6'6". He's a matchup problem. You put a corner out there on him, he's fitting to abuse that motherfucker. He did that to Derek Stingley last year. A lot of LSU fans won't go there with me, but I promise you, turn on the film. Van Jefferson is the best route runner in last year's draft class. I don't give a shit what anybody says about you. He wasn't the best all-around receiver. He doesn't have the best hands, isn't the fastest, but as far as route running and his technique, he's the best. He's going to be good for the Rams. That's a great draft for them. Got him at a great value pick. I think he got fourth round, something like that. But anyway, he's already making dividends. He's already got a few grabs in the NFL. But back to the defense. Last year it was our safeties that really concerned me. But this year I think the safeties I'm not as concerned. I think Sean Davis has been named a starter. I've got pretty good faith in him. And last year we had Trey Dean. He was playing out of position at the start. He's not really good covering somebody on the outside, I feel like. That's not a strong suit. We moved him back to safety, and he had to have gained 25 pounds this offseason. He might be on steroids, guys. I'm not fucking with you. This dude is a monster, and I think he's going to find a good home at safety. Hopefully we don't do the rotation shit like we did last year with Steiner, Brad, what is his name? I don't even remember his damn name. Brad Stewart. He wasn't even on the depth chart, by the way, which is surprising. He's always in trouble, though. On the offensive side of the ball, it's going to be the offensive line again. It's going to be our breaking point, I think.
What about Kyle Trask?
Kyle Trask, I like Kyle Trask, but I'm hearing great things about Emory Jones and Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson is, of course, a true freshman. His first fall camp, but I've heard he's picked up the offense really well, and he's a big guy. He reminds me of Cam Newton. He's about 6'3". I think he was like 205 in high school. He's already up to like 225. Gained 20 pounds. He's a fucking stud. But Kyle Trask, he doesn't make a lot of mistakes, and that's what I like about him. He used his weapons really well last year. We had Van Jefferson, of course, Freddie Swain, Josh Hammond. He distributed the ball, and that's what we need. Unfortunately, last year, I think he suffered. The mistakes he did make was because of our offensive line and our inability to run the football. And I think this is a big test for us this weekend. Ole Miss doesn't have the best defense. I think we go out there and make a statement and try to run it down their fucking throat. We've got to establish a run game this year. If we do that, you're going to see Trask take another step. If we can't run the ball, then we're going to have to dink and dunk our way down the field like we did last year, which I have no problem with it because it won us a lot of games. But I really want to, if we really have playoff aspirations, and this is what I'm hearing coming out of fall camp, this team thinks they could take that step and get to the playoffs, got to be able to run the football. So offensive line, we released the depth chart. The one I'm really concerned about is DeLance. He struggled a lot last year. I've heard he played hurt last year. That's no excuse. You've got to have depth at these positions. Mullen's doing a good job of getting more and more quality guys in there. So we see less of a step off from first string to second string, and that's what you need if you're going to be a perennial playoff contender.
Well, I think y'all definitely, like last year during the season, y'all offensively wise, y'all picked it up. And that's something that Georgia just never could do last year. Is we
couldn't score. We couldn't score,
and that's the problem. And I have two excuses for this, or not necessarily excuses, but this is what I pin it on. Number one, we had 2 star wide receivers. One stayed injury prone all year. Cager was out. How many games? I can't even remember.
A bunch. He
was out a bunch of games.
He got hurt in the Notre Dame game, I think, early in the year.
Whenever you know there's just one threat, and that one threat was George Pickens, put your best corner on him and let him ride. And then they had a game plan when they came in how to handle George Pickens. And then our second reason was we had no tight ends. I mean, Wolf was there, but I mean you couldn't. Our O-line couldn't freaking do anything. I mean, you got the biggest O-line in the nation, and then they just let the pocket collapse all the time.
With the tight ends, I didn't see a lot of routes run by tight ends. I mean, it just like they were underutilized.
Well, you even saw that when you had a good tight end in Isaac Nada. He wasn't utilized to his fullest.
But whenever Fromm was hitting him in the Alabama game, I mean, it was just Nada took over the game.
He did that against Florida as well.
That was a problem that Jake Fromm had because last year a bunch of people blame Jake Fromm for last year's season. I don't. One thing that Jake Fromm had in Isaac is that every time he got in trouble, he knew he could dump it off to him, and that opened up the playbook. That opened up a lot of area right there in the middle of the field. So. And that's the problem. We did get what's that kid's name? Darnell Washington.
I'm anxious to see what he does.
And I'm extremely excited about that because
if he gains too much weight, he's going to be a tackle.
I mean, he's 6'8", isn't he?
Dude, he's huge.
He's massive. He's massive.
He's huge.
But I'm excited about him because of the reason, and that was one of the sole reasons I think we could not get in the end zone anymore. I mean, last year is because number one, for some reason, our offensive line could not open up a gap for our running backs, and that when you have running backs like we do, there's no excuse for that.
Right.
And then the quarterback, which was Jake Fromm, he didn't. I mean, he has one really really dependable wide receiver,
Well,
and then he has nowhere else to throw. So,
I think you'll see Blaylock step up a lot this year too. I really like him too.
Oh, and he's a phenomenal
smaller,
player.
but dude's a hooper.
And he's quick too. He's quick.
He retore his ACL.
Did he really?
Yeah,
he's out.
Yeah, he's out. He's not playing.
Oh my god!
I didn't see that.
That's unfortunate because I did not know that because I'm not a Georgia fan, so I don't really keep up with him. That's pretty unfortunate.
I don't know if he retore the same one he tore last year or he tore his other
When
one.
was this?
Was it fall camp?
I think so.
So he's a for sure no go.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
not.
yeah, if he's got a torn ACL, he's out. He's out for at least 6-8 months, so he's out for the season. Back to Florida. Like I said, I have full faith in John Hevesy. You saw when we got that long break between the Florida State game and the Virginia game, the bowl game, they really emphasized our run game. And you saw Perine have a fantastic Orange Bowl. I'm glad we sent him out on a good note because he was basically a wide receiver all fucking year, which he did a fantastic job of. Don't get me wrong, catching the ball at the backfield. He's probably the best that's ever come through Florida in recent memory. At catching the ball at the backfield, at being in the right spot, at knowing his assignments. So we will miss him. So our offensive line, I'm not worried at all about receiver unless we get some injuries. I like Copeland. I like Grimes. I like Pitts. I like Tony. I really like Xavier Henderson, true freshman. He's made the 2-deep depth chart as a freshman in that wide receiver room. He's 6'4", can absolutely fly. He's CJ's younger brother. So, he's got good fucking genes because CJ's balling in the NFL right now. Doing a fantastic job. Quarterback, I've been hearing you're going to see more snaps for Emory, which I love. Trask, I think Trask is going to pick up right where he left off last year. I think he's going to control the game, get us in the right offense, get us the right looks, know where to go with the ball, not make too many mistakes, and let our athletes do what they do. At running back, this is a group I'm really excited about. We've got Damian Pierce coming back. He was probably the third running back last year. I think he got around 50 carries. A lot of it was in garbage time, but we've seen his potential. He's a wrecking ball dude. He bounces off people, got good balance, and can run a little bit too, despite being as big as he is. But Malik Davis, I heard, is back to 2017 Malik Davis. He was the best player on our offense in 2017, which doesn't say a whole lot because our offense was pretty shitty. But he was the one bright spot. He was a true freshman, and he hurt his knee, I think, in the Georgia game that year, and he hasn't looked the same since. But Mullen is high on him. They're supposed to be splitting the first team carries. We'll see. Then you've got Naquan Wright, who's a sophomore this year. I've heard really good things about him. And then you got 5-star transfer from Miami, Lorenzo Lingard. He's eligible, thank God. I think he might be a grad transfer. Hell, I don't know. I don't really keep up with it too much on him, but I expect big things from him, too, to being the fourth running back. We'll see. I think a lot to do with him being so far down on the depth chart is the lack of time he's had to practice with the COVID shit going on. They didn't have a spring. They had very limited fall, no spring game. So we really don't know if he's grasped the offense or what, but hopefully as he starts getting those carries, he'll start picking up, and I expect big things from him, too.
How bad do you think that's going to affect the guys on the field? Is because this is probably the first time I've ever heard of, and since football there's been no touches, almost no touches before. How bad do y'all think that's going to affect the players?
I think it depends on the team. A team like Florida, I think, benefits from that because we have so many people that have been in the system for years. Now you look at a team, it could hurt. Like Georgia comes to mind immediately because they got a new offensive coordinator, new quarterback coming in. Installing a new offense is hard to do when you got limited reps. But I think as the games go, Georgia's going to keep getting better on offense. Especially, I like that they're starting DeJuan Mathis. I really do. I like him. I like him a lot. I've watched his highlight tape several times from high school. Dude's a baller.
Do you think that the guys had enough responsibility that they were kind of doing their own thing? And
they're kids. You got to remember they're still teenagers. I'd be so. The people that have NFL aspirations and have good work ethic are going to work hard no matter the circumstances. So I think that's on a player-by-player basis.
Another thing that could really affect teams this year is that there's going to be little to no crowds, depending on what school you go to. And, when you look at Georgia last year, Georgia's fan base caused multiple penalties and helped the team out a great deal, and that's something that you really like to see when you're a coach, when you're a player. what do you think is going to? Do you think that's going to affect gameplay? Do you think they're not going to be as excited for games? Because I think do you know how many Georgia's letting in? I know
it's like 20%.
I can't remember.
I think they're going to be. I think Florida's going to be at
20
or 25%. All season ticket holders.
Yeah.
So you can't, if you're not a season ticket holder, you can't even go to the game. So that's unfortunate.
I wonder if they're going to do the same thing as the pros are doing, where they're pumping in artificial crowd noise.
I don't know.
No, they can't. I've already. I saw something that said that there was no crowd noise allowed. Like, I mean, that there was not going to be people doing crowd noises.
I know I watched the Miami game, their first game against UAB, and I think it's in the ACC. I think it's up to the two teams to decide right before the game, and they couldn't come to an agreement. UAB didn't want crowd noise. Of course, Miami wants crowd noise pumped in. Couldn't agree, so there was no crowd noise.
Well, and that's what's going to every game. That's going to be the thing is that the away guys are not going to want it. So I mean, why even put the option there when you know what they're going to choose? If I'm a coach and I go in and they say, "Hey, y'all are from out of town. Do y'all want some crowd noise?" No, hell no, we don't. Because I mean, that's the problem. I mean, you go to Death Valley. What's the scariest thing about going to Death Valley? Is the crowd noise. Playing there at night, that crowd is so energetic, and I mean, you get a bunch of Cajuns up in one place, dude. You can imagine 10 million Coach O's sitting out there.
They'll tear that bitch down.
I can imagine if they did crowd noise, it would probably be a constant rather than pump it up when the away team has the ball.
Yeah, that would be the only fair way to do it.
I doubt they would do that, but
I mean, I don't. Like I said, I'm just throwing out hypotheticals of what could happen. But
there's a lot of unknowns.
I just can't see it. And I mean, it's going to be a struggle. Texas A&M, big fan base right there, and they always count. They say they always count on the 12th man, like Tate said, to be in the stadium. Mm-hmm. Alabama is a hard place to play with their fans. Auburn's a hard place to play with their fans. So I mean, fans really do.
I think you're leaving one out, fucker.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the swamp.
Don't let him disrespect us. He's not going to disrespect the swamp in front of me. I got y'all Florida fans. So as far as the fit and the players, I think that's the coach's job to make sure your team's ready for the game, ready to play, ready to go and perform. So if you see teams come out lackadaisical, I think that's a direct reflection of the coaching. But I would say yes, it's harder to get pumped up for a game.
I will make a side
not having those fucking crazy ass fans at the stadium.
That doesn't have anything to do with football. I'm actually enjoying the UFC without fans because you can hear the coaches coaching. You can hear every lit. I mean, it's crazy. I actually that's one thing where I'm kind of like I enjoy this.
Yeah,
because I think you're more as a TV watcher, you're more involved.
All right, let's hear from you guys. Georgia first, and then I'll go. Who's your best player on defense? Who's your best player on offense? And who holds the most weight on their shoulder? Who can influence the season with their play the most? Who are you most dependent on?
On the defensive side, I'm going to say LeCount. LeCount's got to step up and be the captain
because he's going to be one of the most seasoned players on the field, and I definitely, and every year he's one of my favorites just because he always tries to show out. He's always going to make that extra effort to make that interception, to make the big play, and I enjoy watching him play the game. For offense, I'd go with Darnell Washington because I mean that's what I think. That's part of the problem, like I was talking about earlier. I think our tight end situation was not great last year.
The best player on offense is a no-brainer. It's George Pickens.
Yeah.
What about Zamir White?
Zamir White. He's more. Last year, what I saw from him was he had a predetermined hole he was hitting, no matter if it was open or not.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you saw him running the backs of guys. I mean, on every play.
And that's the problem too, is because he didn't have any spring and he didn't have a summer to work on that.
Right.
And so I do think that he's going to be a really, really big part of the offense.
Right.
And I think that his coaches know what was going on there. They're going to be working with him, whether they were on or off the field, whether they were practicing. You know, they were still in contact with him. Hey, we need you to watch this film. We need you to watch old film games. Look at your mistakes. Find out how we can fix them. And so I think he'll be improved. There's no doubt about that.
Running backs, I'm looking at James Cook. He's got a lot to prove. He's not the big chub Zamir White bruiser going up the middle. He's more of the shifty outside back. kind of like DeAndre Swift, I look at him to make a big jump this year.
Well, and you can't. I mean, you look at Sony Michel. You can't put guys like that out because I mean, Sony was like a human joystick, dude. Yeah. I mean, every play, every time he touched the ball, he's bounced around. It's hard to tackle guys like that. I mean, it's hard to tackle guys who physically get with you, who you have to hit them in the legs or they're not going down. Mm-hmm. But it's also when you have to sit there and chase somebody behind the line of scrimmage 3 or 4 times, it gets hard. So I'm looking for him to make some big plays too.
So you said James Cook has the biggest weight on his shoulder?
I'm gonna say the biggest weight on their shoulder is going to be DeJuan Mathis because Georgia fans are looking for an answer at quarterback and they're looking at him to be that quote unquote savior.
Yeah,
I think he'll do a fine job.
Because you know how Georgia fans are
with their quarterbacks. Florida's the same fucking way.
Because I mean,
Jesus Christ, we booed Felipe Franks. Fucking in our own stadium.
We had people booing Jake Fromm because he looked like he digressed last year. So.
And that's what's crazy is because you look at somebody who goes from their freshman year taking you to a natty, and then 2 years later, and okay, we could put some of it on his shoulders because he is the leader of that team, but at the same time, that season was not his fault. But yet it was, dude. You look on Twitter, Facebook, everything. It was rampant.
Well, you know what you're getting into when you're a quarterback in the SEC.
Because they expect. I mean,
you look at
so much more.
He set the bar so high as a freshman. You don't expect him to dip below that.
Yeah.
And last year he had a bunch of overthrows.
Yeah.
He wasn't, and he would throw the back shoulder pass when it's not needed.
Yeah.
Like a guy's wide open, he hit him on back shoulder, and the receiver would have to stop. I mean,
that's going to be something really exciting to see. Is that now with a QB that can hit that long ball? Because, I mean, let's be honest, Jake Fromm's best throws were not long balls. Yep. If we have a QB that throws a long ball well and it throws it accurately, that opens everything up. That gives Pickens a really good chance to get out there, get open. It gives the tight ends a good chance to, it's hard to follow somebody for 4 or 5 seconds. It's a lot easier when you know, this QB is not hitting somebody at 45, 50 yards. Mm-hmm. So, I think it's going to open up a lot of plays for us.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to Florida. I think the best, most talented player on our defense, and some people might question me and say, what the fuck are you talking about? I think it's Kaiir Elam, corner. He played as a freshman last year. I mean, you look how much playing time he got with Marco Wilson there, with C.J. Henderson, who was a fucking top 20 pick in the NFL draft, and he still got snaps, and he proved, especially towards the end of the year, that he can be that guy that shuts down one half of the fucking field. He is a monster out there, and he's only going to improve. He's got a good bloodline. You look at I think his uncle was Matt Elam, used to fucking knock skulls out there. He used to play safety for Florida, one of my favorite players all time. But I think he is the most talented player on our defense right now. Now, that's to be said with, I haven't seen some of the freshmen. I think Gravon Dexter's a guy that could really take a step and be a dominant force on the defensive line. I really like Marco Wilson's good too. Our defense lost a lot, but I think Kaiir Elam's the most talented right now. Offense, the most talented player on our offense, and I don't think it's close, Kyle Pitts. He's just he presents such a mismatch out there. Even when he's not open, he's fucking open. You throw that bitch up, he's going to go get it. Yeah. He made a lot of plays for trash last year, and he was our leading receiver with, I think he had 49 or 50 catches. And, I mean, he's a force to be reckoned with.
He's too quick for a linebacker to cover. He's too big for a DB to cover. Yeah. So, I mean, what do you do? He's going to take double coverage everywhere he goes, and it's going to open up opportunities for everybody else.
Yeah, and that's big. That's big for us, especially you get Trayvon Grimes one-on-one, Jacob Copeland one-on-one. We got what we've transitioned to at Florida, and I like this about Dan Mullen. He goes after the fucking donkers at the wide receiver position. Trayvon Grimes 6'4", Copeland's like 6'3", 6'2", but he's fucking huge. And the people he's recruiting right now is Xavier Henderson, Kyle Pitts. Them dudes are big dudes.
Yeah,
that can go high point.
I think Kyle Pitts like 6'6".
Kyle Pitts is 6'6".
He's large.
Yeah, he looks goofy. Like he wears glasses, rides a moped. Looks like a nerd, dude. But he is a
240 pounds too.
Baller,
you got to put that in just.
If he wants to be a tight end at the next level, he needs to work on blocking. I think that's his only downfall right now. But he, in my opinion, and I'm a little biased, he's the best tight end in the country. That's what they got him listed at, so that's what I'm gonna go with. There's a couple out there that are that you have an argument for. Brevin Jordan being one at Miami. He's a baller too. But I'd have to go with Kyle Pitts. Who our season, though, rides on, I feel like, And I hate to say this because if it rides on him, we might be in some trouble. But I like Slayton on the defensive line. Kyrie Campbell, apparently it wasn't on the depth chart. I was really looking for big things from him this year. But Slayton as our defensive tackle, he's going to have to play a lot of snaps. We don't really have much depth at that position. We've got some young guys that might step in, and we'll see how they play. But I think our defense, if we can stop the run, I love our secondary. You got Marco Wilson, Kyrie Elam. I don't want to say it. C.J. McWilliams at the star. Good God, that dude fucking gave me nightmares in the Georgia game in 2018, I think. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. But you got two big holes with Zuniga gone. I mean, he was a vending machine.
Yeah,
I mean, he's in the backfield all the time. I think, was it last year that he stopped Georgia? Yeah, in Grenard.
Yeah, we had basically by himself.
Like I said,
basically by himself.
It was like 6 times in a row. Zuniga's in the backfield. So, I mean.
So, I look for Slayton I look for him, especially on defense. He's the player we're going to have to lean on to help stop that run, help absorb blocks so our linebackers can roam free. We've got playmakers back there. Ventrell Miller, Muhammad Diabate, I've already talked about him. Derek Wingo's going to get a lot of snaps. I'm probably leaving somebody else, so don't fucking slander me. But we've got some athletes back there, but we've got to keep them offensive linemen from getting to the second level and taking out our linebackers to stop the run.
Do you think that Florida is going to take care of their defensive worries this year?
It's hard to say. I'm not worried about the defense other than the defensive line. I think we've got linebackers. The guy I haven't mentioned that I'm really high on is Amari Burney. He's kind of a hybrid. He was supposed to, what I've heard through fall camp, be playing the star position, but when the depth charts drop, he is listed as a linebacker. So he's a big guy, fast guy, physical guy. I look for him to get a lot of snaps. But my biggest concern is defensive line, and we'll know pretty early how our defensive line is going to be. Ole Miss was like number 3 in the SEC rushing offense last year. That's going to be their forte. I'm almost positive they're not a team that has hoopers at wide receiver that's going to throw the ball around a lot with Matt Corral or John Rice Plumlee. They're not known for throwing the ball, so we'll find out very early how good our run defense is. I'm not worried about the pass that much. I think we got some veterans out there that are going to lock shit down, to be honest.
And I want to hit on something on Georgia's defense I think is flying under the radar is I think that our linebacking core may be top 5 in the country. You've got 2 5-stars returning, Nolan Smith and Nakobe Dean, and you have
Nolan Smith's a fucking force.
He's almost like a Roquan Smith 2.0.
He's a force, buddy.
And then you have a new freshman coming in, MJ Sherman, who made some noise in the All-American Under Armour All-American game. So
Georgia's loaded with talent, man.
Yeah,
if they can get that offense going,
well,
fuck, dude.
And
I don't want to play them.
That's the thing with Georgia every time.
I wish we played them game 1.
I mean, I think that Zach can attest to this. Being a Georgia fan, we always have talent. But
on paper,
exactly on paper. But you look at the team and you're like, okay, this is a year that we have the players to make a national championship. We have the players to win. And yet you look at our shirts and we're sitting there with the 40th year anniversary of our own one in
Florida fans. We've got to get something else to talk about, guys. Georgia's whooped our ass 3 years in a row. We can't keep saying 1980. I mean, come on. Everybody in the world knows they've won a championship in 1980. That's the last time they won one. But unfortunately, they're dominating us right now in recruiting, and they beat us the last 3 years on the field. I think we are getting closer, and if we don't beat them this year, and we're going to lose a lot next year. So you might want to watch how you talk to Georgia fans. I'm just saying. But anyway, let's get to our picks. Y'all ready for the picks?
Yep.
All right, so what we're going to do with our picks every week, we're going to keep up with our record, and we might have a little wager that we'll talk about later off camera. We don't want to talk about it on camera. We're going to do 10 games a week, and we'll keep our record. The first thing we're going to do is go against the spread because that makes it funner to me. It's more of a challenge. And then we'll keep up also with straight up picks. So the first game I got on here, we're going to pick 10. Florida and Georgia will be one of them every week unless they have a bye week, obviously. Can you throw me that marker right there? I'm going to write down everybody's picks. Thank you, sir. Shout out to Zach Allen, my boy. All right. Let me write this down real quick. Zach. Hutto's bitch ass. Oh, what? And Tate. All right. Game 1. All right. So we got my game 1 is a noon game at Ole Miss. Florida travels to Ole Miss. Ole Miss is getting 14.5 points. So that means Florida's favored by 14.5 points. So first we'll go with the spread. I'll let you lead it off.
Dude, I don't see Florida struggling in this game. I don't see them. I think this is an easy win for Florida. I think this is definitely a game where they can work out some kinks. They'll be able to do a lot of the playbook in this game. I think that they're going to be able to just do basically whatever they want. So if this isn't working, let's try this in a whim, and we're going to be ahead so much that
so
it
you
really
like
doesn't
UF
matter.
against the spread?
So yes, I do.
All right, and you like them straight up too?
Yeah, I like them winning.
All right, Zach.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Huddle on this. I don't see him struggling at all. Cover the spread easily, Florida.
Okay, so I may have a little different opinion. I think Dan Mullen's going to come out and try to make a statement running the ball, and I think Ole Miss is going to run the ball. So I think this game could be go by pretty fast. I still think we cover, but I don't think we blow. I really don't see us blowing them out. I'm thinking more like we might win by a couple scores, maybe 17 roughly. I'd say like 34-17, 34-10, something like that. I think it's close, and I think if they do get too close, of course, I think we just go back to our offense from last year. But, yeah, I like Florida straight up and to cover too, so I'll write that down for us. Game number 2, we'll just keep going in that order. Kentucky at Auburn. Auburn favored by 10.5. What you think?
Dude, I'm going to have to go. I haven't really seen much out of Auburn out of Kentucky this year. I haven't really been keeping up with them. They're not one of the teams that are on my mind. So I'm gonna have to give the game to Auburn.
Straight up.
And yeah, straight up. And I definitely think they're gonna beat the spread. I mean, I think giving them 10 points.
Not so fast, my friend.
Yeah, who says that?
Corso.
Yeah,
Is it Corso?
Not so fast.
Yeah, Corso. Yeah. Not so fast, my friend.
I'm gonna go Auburn straight up, but covering the spread. I think Kentucky's gonna shock a lot of people.
You do?
Yes.
And let me tell you why.
Because I haven't seen
Terry
a lot out
Wilson.
of them. So y'all enlighten me because I have not.
Okay, so
been
let me
keeping
tell
up
you
with
why
them.
I've got the same picks as Zach. I like Auburn to win the game. I think they have to. I think it's tied on the last drive, and maybe Bowman Nix takes them on a game-winning drive, maybe kick a field goal. I don't think they're going to beat them by 10.5, and I'll tell you why. If you look at Kentucky's offensive line, that's one thing Stoops has done a fantastic job of. He recruits offensive linemen. He develops offensive linemen. They have, I can't remember. They have the number 1 returning center in college football and 2 tackles that are supposed to be 2 of the top 3 tackles in the country. So I think they're going to dominate the line of scrimmage. They got Crevassier Smoke running the ball. Just listen to the fucking name, okay, buddy? You can't be a fucking pussy and your name be Crevassier Smoke.
Do you think
He's a baller? Terry Wilson's back. If he's 100%, I'm getting chills because I remember him just running all over goddamn Florida's defense in 2018 when they beat us in the swamp. Holy fuck. I thought the damn Mullen train was fitting to come to a quick halt. I was pissed. He ran all over us, dude. He's a force, and he can throw the ball, too. It's not like he can only run. He can throw a little bit, too. I think Kentucky's going to shock some people this year.
Yeah.
How do you think Bo Nix is going to do? Because, last season you were having Auburn fans wanting his head. So
I think Bo Nix is going to be fine. He was a young quarterback. There's a lot of expectations to live up to, especially in SEC country. I think he's going to be fine. He's going to be one of the better quarterbacks in the SEC for years to come. I would probably rate him right now, not seeing DeJuan Mathis play, I'd probably rate him top 6 quarterbacks in the SEC right now. I mean, you got Kellen Mond, Trask. I don't see Matt Jones being that good. I think Bryce Young. I think Alabama should probably start Bryce Young. That's just me. He's a big threat at all times to fucking break the big one. Anyway, I think he's going to be pretty good. To answer the question.
And I think the offense with Kentucky is going to run through Terry Wilson. I mean, he's
if he can stay injury free, I'm scared of that game. I'm telling you, I'm fucking scared of Terry Wilson. He showed my ass. I've seen it.
I mean, he's almost like a smaller Lamar Jackson.
How many games did Kentucky win last year? I know they were bowl eligible. Did they win 6? They won 6 or 7 games, and they had fucking a wide receiver playing quarterback.
Yeah.
That shows you how good their offensive line is. And their defense isn't that bad either. Their defense is pretty good. So, and Stoops has done a great job turning that program around. They were a fucking doormat in the SEC, and now there's team especially me. I'm looking at that game like, oh shit! I wish we didn't play them this year.
I think Kentucky's one of those like Vandy that they always sneak up and have their really good game against a team that is projected to do very well or at least get in. I mean, top 10 team, and they'll come in and give them a run for their money. So,
well, the difference between that and Kentucky, I think Kentucky's a little more consistent. They play pretty good football throughout the year. You'll see Vanderbilt occasionally give a team a run for their money, but Kentucky gives teams a run for their money every fucking week.
Yeah.
You look, what was it, 2 years ago when they played Georgia, and that was for the East. They were like second or third in the East that year. Like, holy shit, Kentucky?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, all right, next game, game 3. Georgia at Arkansas. Spreads 26.5. Of course, Arkansas is getting those 26.5. Georgia's favored by 26.5. Hutto, go.
I don't, with our new quarterback, I see us winning the game. I don't know if we're going to cover the spread. That's a big if right now, is that what is our offense going to do?
So you like Arkansas to cover?
Yeah, and I think it's going to be close. Like I said, I hope not. But
Georgia
I think it's
wins
going
outright.
to – I think we're going to win, but I'm not looking at just for a blowout, because obviously we've had no touches. And then we're breaking in a new quarterback and breaking in a new offensive coach. So,
Just a question, Hutto. Do you know who Arkansas's quarterback is?
No, I do not.
It's a familiar name.
It's a familiar name. Used to be quarterback at Florida.
Felipe
Franks.
Yeah.
Dude, you know who I couldn't stand him for some reason.
I fucking love Felipe Franks.
I couldn't stand him. I can't remember. There was a defining moment where I was like, I just don't like that guy, and I can't remember what
I like
it
him
was.
'cause
Was
he
he yelling at his own crowd? Was that the defining moment?
No, I think his
remember.
defining moment was a Miami game last year when they zoomed in on him on the sideline. He's like, I do this.
That's what it was. And then
Dude, you've gotta have your quarterback play with that kind of edge. I mean, the team rallies around him. He's a great leader. I love Felipe Franks. I'm thankful for his time at Florida. There was a bunch of ups and downs, but he ended up being a decent quarterback. Mullen really came in there and developed him, and he showed his potential. He's got a cannon for an arm. Sometimes he just tries to do too much.
Yep.
You've got playmakers around you. You just got to let him make plays, man, and he tried to do too much. All right, moving on. Zach, Georgia, Arkansas.
Georgia wins straight up, and they cover their spread. The only name on offense that I know is Felipe Franks.
Yeah, me too. That's only because he went to Florida.
And the defense is preseason ranked number 1. I think they hold Arkansas to single-digit points in this one. Okay. I think Georgia makes a statement right here in week 1.
I think I would go, if I had to predict the score. All right, let me just go ahead and say this.
So
Georgia's going to win the game.
In the new offense?
I do. Because it's Arkansas.
Georgia's going to win the game.
And Sam Pittman.
So
the new head coach was our offensive coach last year, offensive line coach last year. So.
I'm gonna give Arkansas 10 points. I think maybe Georgia turns the ball over in their own red zone or some shit, and they kick a field goal, and then when the game's decided, I think it's like 31-3 going into the first quarter, maybe even 34-3, and then I think they might get a garbage time touchdown with the second team or something. So I don't think Georgia covers. I think the final score 34-10. I think that spread's about right, which Vegas is really good at making the fucking spreads hard. So I would say 34-10, maybe even 38-10. It just a lot depends. But I'm going to go 26.5 is a lot to cover. So I'm just going to go with them not covering because that's the easiest fucking pick for me. So let me write that down. Game 4. FSU at Miami. We've seen the fucking dumpster fire at FSU. Miami, I'll be honest with you. On offense, they look competent for the first time in several years, and it's nice to see that. But they gave up 500 fucking yards to Louisville. Their defense isn't very good. The lucky for them though, Florida State's offense is hot garbage. So this is a toss up for me. Miami's favored by 11 points. But this is coming from yesterday when I wrote down these spreads. They change every day, so don't come on here talking shit saying they're actually favored by 12.5, motherfucker. Fuck you. We're picking 11 points. Go.
Who are we going? Oh, Florida State game?
Florida State, Miami. Miami's favored by 11.
I'm going to have to go with Miami, and Miami's going to cover the spread because like Tate said, you look at the gameplay, and I'm not trying to be a hater because I will
throw this out there in case y'all didn't know before you pick. Head coach Mike Norvell has COVID. He will not be at the game for Florida State.
And do you still think he's faking?
I think he's ducking the fade for Miami, bro. This motherfucker.
If you all don't remember, Tate called him out and said that he was faking his COVID-19.
He's fucking faking that shit, bro. And let me tell you why. He let Jeff Sims come in there, true freshman, that he turned down. He's like, you're not good enough to play at Florida State. Come in there and beat his ass. And I mean, if they hadn't had those 2 turnovers in the red zone, would have been a double-digit game. Beat his ass. And they didn't have Jahmyr Gibbs starting either. So you got to think about that. Another true freshman that's going to be a monster. Come in there and beat your ass at your own stadium. He's ducking the fade for Miami. They're fitting to get. I'll let Zach pick. Let me stop talking. Go ahead.
Yeah, I also got Miami winning straight up and covering the spread.
No surprise. That's not enough spread. I know it's a rivalry game, but at some point you just got to use common sense, dude. They're winning by at least 2 touchdowns minimum.
So, do you think that
Tate's
anger here is just? I don't even.
I'm not even angry. It's fucking comical that these clowns get on here and hype this shit up every fucking offseason. Oh, Florida State this, Florida State that. We're the best team in Florida. Suck my white nuts, buddy. You're not. You've got you hired a coach that took over a program at Memphis that was already elite. I won't say elite. They're elite for their conference. And then you did nothing. You haven't shown you can recruit at a Power 5 level. You haven't shown you can win at a Power 5 level. And these motherfuckers hyped you up, and they are in for maybe even a bigger letdown than Willie Taggart. At least we knew Willie Taggart couldn't fucking coach. Y'all were hyping this bitch up. I don't even want to get on it. Let me stop. All right. Next game. Now that we're over that garbage. Tennessee at South Carolina. South Carolina is getting 3.5 points. So Tennessee's favored by 3.5 points. Hutto, take it.
I'm gonna have to give it to South Carolina. I just don't have that many. I don't have that much confidence in
Straight
Tennessee.
Up?
Yeah.
And with the spread too?
No, they're not gonna cover the spread.
Wait a minute.
They're getting 3.
South Carolina's getting 3.5.
Oh, they got South Carolina's getting 3.5.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
So you like them to do both, right?
Yeah, I like them to do both, and because all that talk on all season from the Tennessee fans, I just don't think they're there yet. I really don't.
Yeah, but do you know who's coaching South Carolina? Will fucking choke champ. Fucker will give a game away. They honestly, I'm going to be 100% honest with you, that game in the rain last year in Columbia, there's no chance Florida probably should have won that game. I think we were better than them, but when you have a lead like that, and he just finds a way to lose shit, bro. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. The year before when they were up, that's the infamous game when Felipe Franks told our own crowd to shut the fuck up. We were down huge, like 3 touchdowns or some dumb shit like that. How do you let us come back and win that? Like, he's terrible. Goes that.
I've got Tennessee winning this game, and I think Tennessee is going to show.
You got them covering the spread too?
Yes, yeah. I think Tennessee has the ability to be the third place team in the SEC East.
Yeah,
competing with Kentucky.
Yeah.
Of course, top 2 is obviously going to be Florida and Georgia.
I think that's going to be a great game
in that order.
And look, I mean Tennessee. The reason that because they've been recruiting, the reason that I have real doubts in Tennessee all comes from COVID-19. Is because they have not had
Cade
touches.
Mays is eligible, dude. Fucking
dude,
South Carolina is fucked. Let me tell you.
I thought they denied him.
They might have.
Well, they
Wait, I thought
they denied it.
They denied it, and then he got a lawyer.
Hey,
I think his appeal got approved. I'm not 100% sure.
You better approve my appeal because I swear to God, my dad will cut his finger off in a chair again. I mean, what kind of bougie junk is that?
I've got Tennessee winning and Tennessee covering the spread. I think Garantano is not very good, but you see Holinsky, I think, is the quarterback's name from South Carolina. Lost the quarterback competition, so they're going to be breaking in a new quarterback. Will Muschamp can't coach worth a fuck, so
wait a minute.
Give me Tennessee.
Garantano.
Yeah.
I thought he was gone.
No, he's still there.
I thought the white boy was.
No, they're both. I mean, he might be starting, but I'm just saying Garantano's still
What's
there.
his name?
Sure. Fuck, I don't know.
Brett. Something.
I
can't remember his name. I know that the only way I know him is because
he got hit by Stokes.
Stokes knocked his damn chest out.
Smoked him.
All right, so now we're gonna. Oh shit! Oh shit! Did it knock us off? No, we're good.
I hope it didn't stop recording.
No, we're good. So we got a little technical difficulties. Next game, game 6, Texas at Texas Tech. Texas Tech is getting 18.5 points. Texas is favored by 18 points. Hutto.
God, dude, your brother has made me hate Texas so much, dude. I don't even know if I can pick them without just not hearing, Texas is the best. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to go with Texas on this one. Texas is not back, so let's get that. But
Do you think they cover the spread too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they cover the spread, and
I like Ellinger, man. I don't think they got a whole lot around him. I really don't.
For my sake and my sanity, I really hope they lose. Man, I do. I hope they have the worst season they've ever had before. Just for my sanity.
Well, they've already won one game, so.
I mean, because every time you walk into work, it's Texas. And the little round bastards walking around work just waddling through. And I mean, he knows 3 words.
All right, Zach.
One of them's Texas.
I'm going to go with my home state of Texas. Well, actually, they're both Texas. But I'm going to go with the Longhorns on this one. I'm going to go with Texas straight up. But I'm going to go with Texas Tech with the points.
Okay. I have the same pick. I got Texas winning straight up. I think Sam Ehlinger is he's a great leader, plays with a lot of intensity. I don't think he's going to let his team lose. But 18 points, I don't know.
The spread was 18?
Yeah.
I thought you said. I was.
What do you think I said?
I could have sworn you said 10.5 or something.
No,
How did you
where
get
am I at?
It's 18.
How did you get 10.5 from 18?
Anyway, because I wasn't paying
I'm taking
attention.
Texas Tech to cover the spread.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I'm going to lose that one, boys.
You might not. You might get a lucky win. Game number 7, Louisville at Pitt. We seen Louisville, how bad their defense actually is last week against Miami. Now, credit to Miami. Like I said, I think they look competent on offense. They got De'Aaron King back there. He can make plays. They've got Cam Harris at running back, he's looked really good too. But they haven't really faced a good defense. They might not face a good defense all year. I don't know how good Clemson's defense is. Haven't really watched them. But Louisville at Pitt. Pitt is favored by 2.5. Go.
Dude, oh, man, this is two teams that I have not anywhere been even a blip in my mind.
You should have researched it.
I know, and I forgot
sure
to. And Tate sent me the
I sent it to you yesterday.
And honestly, I went back
the day before yesterday.
Right before Zach showed up at my house. I went back and looked to see if I could find it. Couldn't find it. Let me just. I'll go with Pitt.
Pitt to cover and Pitt to win.
Just Pitt to win.
So you got Louisville covering?
Yes.
Okay.
They might show out. You never know.
It's only 2.5, so if they win, I mean,
it's almost straight up.
Yeah.
So.
it's almost straight up.
I'm gonna go Louisville on both.
Okay. I really like their quarterback. I can't remember his name. He's a fucking baller. Their little running back looks a lot like Cam Akers. It's not quite as good as Cam Akers, unfortunately, but he looks like him, if that helps. I'm going to go with pick Pitt. I'm going to pick Pitt to win and Pitt to cover. I think Pitt wins. I don't know why. Shout out Lucas Krull, transfer from Florida tight end to Pitt. There's people already talking shit about him on Twitter. If you want to see that, just search Lucas Krull on Twitter, and you'll see all the Pitt fans saying he has feet for hands. That's pretty fucking funny, but I like Lucas Krull. Shout out Lucas Krull. But I got Pitt winning and covering the spread.
The worst insults come from your own fans, dude.
Yeah, they really do, dude.
They're brutal, man.
Pitt of all places. What the fuck do you expect up there, yo? You expect fucking what's his name, Travis Kelce to be your side end? Get the fuck out of here.
Well, I mean, I cannot. It's hard for me to watch games with people because I get so pissed off.
Well,
I'll be sitting there screaming. Son.
Shout out to Angie Seymour. Me and Hutto were pulling up to watch the game. They're Ole Miss fans. I hope I don't get too rowdy. No promises, though. Number 8, Army at Cincinnati. Cincinnati. Holy fuck, did I butcher that? Cincinnati favored by 14 points. Go.
Dude, as much as I'd like to go with our great armed forces, can't do it. I'm gonna have to go with Cincinnati on this one and to cover the spread. Too? Yes.
Okay. Zach?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Cincinnati too. Army is just, yeah. I don't.
Well, one thing about Army, I don't think they're gonna win this game, so I'm gonna pick Cincinnati straight up, of course. But I do think Army's gonna cover the spread, and I'll tell you why. They run the triple option. That clock, man, they're going to milk that fucking clock. If they can score a couple touchdowns, I think they stay within. I think Cincinnati's going to score at will, but how many times are they going to get the fucking ball with? If they can't get off the field, I don't think their defense is that good, especially I don't think their run defense is that good. If they're able to move the ball, get a couple first downs, they're going to milk a fucking quarter of clock, dude. So I think I'm going to pick Army to cover just for that reason. I don't know. I just got an instinct. I think Cincinnati is never in danger of losing the game, though, I'm going to be honest. So.
Yeah, especially running that kind of offense that's not really built to come from behind.
Yeah,
either.
And it's not. So, yeah. Number 9, Mississippi State at LSU. LSU favored by 16.5.
That one's hard because I have a lot of I really like Coach O, and I think he's a good coach, but
Pause right there. Let me hit your vape while we're doing this. All right, continue.
Anyway, but So it's their season is pretty questionable at this point because they lost a lot.
And then their best player opts out. Jamar Chase opts out of the season.
So let me go with LSU just because I'm a big Coach O fan, bro. If I wasn't a Georgia fan, no.
They don't cover, so they don't win by 16.5.
No.
Right, so you're going to take Mississippi State.
So, yeah. If I wasn't a Georgia fan, I'd be an LSU fan just because of Coach O. I love that dude.
He's a character.
I absolutely love that dude.
Let me be very clear. There's no fucking circumstances where I'm rooting for LSU. And I think that is because we play them every year. They're our constant in the West. Same thing with, you're not fitting to root for Auburn, are you? Unless maybe they're playing Alabama.
I can't. Dude, I used to not really even have a problem with Auburn. And then I know this one guy who we're friends, but he is a moron of an Auburn fan. And it pisses me off down to my very core. He doesn't listen to this podcast, but his name's Joey Lee.
Okay.
And it just, dude, it's ridiculous. Like, I mean, it's like one of those, those Georgia fans? They're like, it doesn't matter. We could have a quarterback with one arm, and they're like, yeah, god dang. and the arm that he's missing is not his dominant arm. So he's throwing left-handed, he's right-handed, and we're going to the Natty this year, boys. Like it's just like one of those people. So, but yeah, I'm looking for LSU to pull this one out.
Pull it out, but not cover. All right, is that what you got?
I got LSU straight up. And I'm going to go with LSU covering the spread.
So you're a Miles Brennan fan?
I am.
I think he's going to be good.
I'm on that bandwagon.
I'm just questioning the talent he's got around him. I think he's fantastic. I think he's going to be good.
I mean, they lost a lot of talent, but Coach O, their
been
mentality is
recruiting
next man up. So
yeah.
I got them covering spread.
All right, so I like LSU to win. I think if I had to guess the score of this game, I don't think LSU's offense is going to be nearly as potent, nearly as fast-paced, nearly as just electric. So I'm gonna go. If I had to pick, they're not. I don't think they're gonna cover the spread. I'm gonna go Mississippi State against us with the points. I'd probably say like 31-17. I mean, I think that, like I said, these spreads are pretty damn accurate with what I would pick. But 16.5, that's more than 2 touchdowns. I just don't see it. All right, now it's time for Tate's Lock of the Week. I'm gonna let these guys pick too, see what they say. They probably haven't done the research I've done on this game because who the fuck cares about NC State and Virginia Tech? But it's my lock of the week, so I care about it. And if you want to know, I'm 2-0 in the locks of the week. So if you want to bet your whole paycheck, this is the time. You understand me? I picked with Georgia Tech week 1. I picked against Georgia Tech in week 2, and I've hit both. You're welcome. NC State at Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech is favored by 7 points. Hutto, take it.
Dude, I haven't done any research whatsoever on your pick of the week. Because, like I said, no notes. I had notes and
you never had notes.
Didn't look at them.
You never had notes. The only notes you had was me sending you the games I'm picking. If you call that
whatever,
notes.
I guess it's notes. That's what I figured. That's what I was talking about. But
all right, continue.
Who was it again?
Virginia Tech, NC State. Virginia Tech favored by 7.
Dude, let's go with NC State. Let's see what they got. Let's see what they're about.
So you like them to win outright and cover the spread?
Facts. Bet on that and lose your money, guys.
Zach?
I'm going to go the complete opposite. I'm going to go Virginia Tech straight up and Virginia Tech covering spread.
All right. This is my lock of the week, guys. NC State's going to win this game outright. And I'll tell you why they're going to win this game outright. So, of course, I like them outright and I like them against the spread. Virginia Tech has, I think, 8 players that have opted out. Then they have like 4 or 5 players with COVID. They weren't very good last year. NC State, I watched their game last week, I think. Bailey Hockman, I think is their starting quarterback. I'm not sure. NC State's not bad. And I just think with all the injuries, they have some injuries too, by the way. And all the people that have opted out and all the COVID shit going on, I think NC State goes up there and takes care of business. That's my lock of the week. If I'm wrong, don't at me. Fuck you. You lost all your money. I'm sorry.
One quick question I've got for Zach. Zach, do you think that Tate is talking so much junk about Florida State is because he doesn't have to back it up this year? They're not playing them?
Jesus Christ. Can we please get that game on the schedule? Please, God.
That's what I'm wondering.
I mean, in-state rival, I think it's the same thing as if us arguing with Georgia Tech fans.
Yeah,
I absolutely
Georgia
hate
Tech's not even a blimp anymore.
No,
Georgia,
hey, you watch how you talk about Jeff Collins, buddy.
Hey, and they're the loudest. Well. That fan base is the loudest group of haters when Georgia loses to someone.
Yeah,
I mean they're not even in the same field.
Number one, you're in the almost competitive conference, so chill out. And then number two, when has anybody heard anything out of Georgia Tech in a while?
Hey, let me tell you something.
Get out of here.
And I'll tell you what Tech fans will tell you. They've won a national championship since last time you have. So, but let me speak. Why you brought up Georgia Tech?
I brought up Florida State. I wanted to see why you keep talking so much junk.
Because they are fucking horrible. They're terrible. They have a dumpster fire of a program right now. I don't know if Urban Meyer himself can resurrect that shit, bro. Even with the cheating and paying players, I don't think it's possible.
So if Nick Saban goes to Florida State next year, does Florida State win the 90?
Let me tell you, Nick Saban's not that dumb. First of all, to go to that fucking dumpster fire, it's at least a 4-year rebuild.
So do you think he couldn't rebuild it in 2 years?
No. Fuck no.
You think Nick Saban, the greatest college football coach of all time, can't rebuild Florida State in 2 years?
No, he can't. And I'll tell you why. These motherfuckers that are on campus right now have a loser mentality. They're okay with losing.
God.
And I'm being 100% honest. You look at these motherfuckers on the sideline, and they don't look dejected. They don't look sad that they lost. They're calling home, hey, Mom, I just scored 3 fucking touchdowns. Son, you lost 42-20. Don't care. Fuck you. I'm going to the NFL. No, you're not. You're fucking... There's one player on that team that might... I'm not going to say might, but he will get drafted, and he'll get drafted pretty early, and he's a fucking baller. Marvin Wilson. I hate that he ruined his career by going into that shithole in Trailer Hassey.
God.
But it is what it is. All right. So we're getting pretty close to running way too long because we like to talk shit. Real quick, 4 teams that you got in the playoff. Go.
Right now? Oh, this is a hard one.
This is fucking probably the easiest question you've answered all day.
It's not.
You can go.
Dude, there's so much that goes into play. Okay, we'll run it off right now. How is it going to work out with the Big Ten playing this year?
They're playing 8 games.
They're playing 8 games. So are they going to be eligible?
Of course they're going to be eligible.
That's garbage, though. Really? I mean, is that even fair at this point?
Yes, it's fair, and I'll tell you why. Let me tell you. If
I mean,
let's say Georgia plays 10 games and they lose 1 game, they go 9-1. Ohio State plays 8 games and they lose a game, they go 7-1. Who's getting in the playoff? Georgia. They have more wins. They have a better schedule. They don't have those Big Ten teams have no room for error. If they lose a game, I think they're out in the fucking playoff unless Clemson shits the bed and the SEC just beats the hell out of each other. I don't see it happening. They're not getting in. So who's yours, Josh? Got
All
time
right.
to chit chat, buddy.
So I'm going to go with good old faithful Georgia. It's going to be pulling it out. If we can beat Alabama, this is going to be a hell of a season.
All right, Georgia.
That's bold.
It's going to be bold.
It's already starting off great, guys.
Dude,
great picks here.
I got Georgia, Ohio State. Dang, dude, I can't even think of
Clemson.
Yeah, because look at I forgot they were playing all ACC. Clemson is going to dominate the ACC.
Don't sleep on Miami, buddy. They're fucking back. Just ask your fans. Who's the other team?
Man, I'm trying to think of somebody who would be. Let's go with. Let's throw a wild one in there. Let's go with this is subject. These picks are subject to change within like week 3. But let's go with Oklahoma coming out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere, they make the playoff every year. What are you talking about? Yeah. All right, let's hear yours.
I'm gonna go from the SEC. You got Bama. Ohio State's a shoe-in.
As long as they don't fuck up. If they fuck up, dude, it's gonna be bad. Their schedules. I mean, even for the Big Ten, it's pretty easy, to be honest. You look at Nebraska. Nebraska got fucking throttled with their schedule. Anyway, that's another topic.
Clemson. And for my wild pick, and I know this is going to get a lot of flack, but I don't care. I'm going to go with Notre Dame.
You think they upset Clemson?
I don't know. I think with the SEC playing each other so much, there's going to be somebody with 2 losses, and Notre Dame, they're not the only competition they have is Clemson.
Again, you're forgetting Miami.
No. So they're going to go in. They're going to lose to Clemson. A close nail biter to Clemson. And you know how the media loves Notre Dame, so I think Notre Dame gets put in.
Okay. So
With a quality loss
for my teams, and they have changed here recently with the COVID and the shit Tate's hearing from fall camp. I'm putting Florida in that motherfucker, yo.
Tate's got a direct line.
Let me tell y'all why. You look at Georgia's schedule. Georgia's got a fucking brutal schedule. They got Auburn week 2, Tennessee week 3, then Alabama. They're losing at least one of those games. I'm going to call it right now. I'm not going to say which team I think they're going to lose to. They will lose one of those games. If they don't, then they're in the playoff. Write them in. Because even if they lose to Florida or another team, you win those 3 games, you're in the playoff. So I'm going to put Florida in there. You look at our schedule. The only teams I think, and I'm being brutally honest, I'm trying not to be biased here, that I think even have a chance to beat us is Texas A&M and Georgia. Fuck LSU. You're not beating us this year. You're coming to the swamp. We're fitting to get off on that fucking ass. We're fitting to shut shit down. So the only team, I think we win at least one of those games. And I think that's good enough to get in the SEC championship. And I think we're ready to compete. You've never heard me say this since I've been doing podcasts, since you've talked to me in public. When we made the SEC championship game, 2 years in a row, like 3 or 4 years ago when fucking Jim Yellowteeth was our fucking coach, you never once heard me say Florida's going to win that game, because there's no fucking chance in hell we were winning that game. We had Shark Humper back there fucking coaching our team. But I was on record.
Do you think that was him, though?
I don't know.
Because they were saying it was the owner. They were saying it was the owner of Jenny John's, but it didn't look like him. So
it looked more like Jim McElwain. I got Florida, and I got them sneaking in at the number 4 seed. The number 1 team in the nation right now, and I think it's close. I think there's a couple teams that can compete with them. I got Ohio State number 1. I think they've got the best quarterback, and I'm saying it right now, in the country. I think he's better than Trevor Lawrence. I think he can do more than Trevor Lawrence. I know Georgia fans hate to hear this. I think he's the best quarterback in the country. If he was manning Georgia's offense this year, Georgia would win the national title. Georgia still got a chance to win the national title. Don't get me wrong. But if they had Justin Fields under center, they're winning the national title.
It's the 40th anniversary of our last win, bro. We're getting it this year. I promise. I promise. We're going to get there.
I think Clemson has no competition. Miami's not fucking touching them. Notre Dame's not going to beat them. This third team is what's been haunting me, but I'm going to have to pick Oklahoma. I don't think Texas is going to beat them, and there's only one other team, which is going to be my sleeper pick here, that I think can compete with them. What's your sleeper team? They don't necessarily somebody you think can get in the playoff, but somebody you think that's making a push, that's going to be a top 10 team that they're going to come out of nowhere.
Dude, all of this is so hard to say right now, because especially because
that's the joy of it. You fucking make a pick right now and you look like a genius in 6 weeks.
Because right now, I especially with Georgia's schedule being all SEC, that's all I'm thinking about. And I usually only think about the SEC anyway, because screw SEC every other conference.
Make an SEC team that people are sleeping on that could really make a push to maybe win the conference. At minimum, maybe win the conference, maybe win their division. There's a couple that come to mind in the SEC alone, but I'm going to let you take it.
Yeah, other than your obvious ones, you've got, at this point, I don't see anybody coming out of the East other than Georgia or Florida. So that knocks that out of the air. And I think,
all right, well, what about the West? You got a team that everybody's pretty much writing Bama as the winner.
And that's the thing too, is because I'm kind of with LSU being down and out, with everybody leaving. It's hard to. I'm gonna do this. I'll go with LSU having a really great season.
Okay,
it's gonna be really. All right, it's gonna be wild, but the program's gonna still be alive. And I know Tate hates to hear
That's a fucking hell of a hot take, boys. We're going to say that for old Tate Exposed on Twitter. All right, Zach, let's hear yours.
My sleeper team, I know Hutto's going to hate this, is going to be the Texas Longhorns. I think they beat Oklahoma.
I like it. I love it. That's a true sleeper team.
Did Noah Rios all of a sudden teleport his big ass through the door?
Listen.
Oh, shit. You might want to pick that up.
Sam Ehlinger is one of the most hard-nosed quarterbacks out there. He's not afraid to tuck in and run it. I got him as a Heisman favorite.
Yeah, I like Ehlinger. I think Texas is going to have a good
year.
This
is just a sleeper pick. Now, this necessarily may not happen. I'm just saying, if it does happen, I'm going to be a genius. But I'm going to go with Texas.
All right, I'm going to tell you my sleeper pick. and they look bad this past week, but I think it's because their starting quarterback rolled his ankle. He's going to be back. He's not going to be out for an extended period of time. But I'm going to tell you why I picked this team. Oklahoma State is my sleeper team. They might, honestly, they've got 2 games that they need to win to be in the conversation to make the playoff. I don't think they win both of them, but I think they can win at least one of them. Oklahoma and Texas, I mean, those are circled on the calendar. That's their big games. They've got, in my opinion, one of the top 2 running backs in the country. What's his name? Chuba Hubbard or some shit like that?
Chuba Hubbard, yeah.
He's a bad man, dude. They've got 8 or 9 returning players on defense. Their defense was towards the top of the Big 12 last year, and they're returning almost all of them. I really like, what's their coach's name? Gundy. I really like Gundy and his fucking mullet. Their quarterback's good. He can toss the ball around, but their quarterback got hurt on the first drive of the game last week against Tulsa. And my sleeper pick almost took a shit on me before I could even pick them. So, but I like them. I think they're going to be good. I think they can make a run at the Big 12. So my sleeper team's Oklahoma State. So I guess that's going to do it, guys. This is going to be airing Saturday morning. So what I want you to do is click the big fucking X on College Game Day and come fucking watch Game Day with us. We're way better. We're way more entertaining.
That's facts.
We can say what we want. We're going to be right more than them fucking cuckolds up there. We're the best.
And
in the
they
game.
are cuckolds. So let's
we are the best in the game. You understand?
Don't mistake it.
Strong language.
And hey, listen. I promise, guys. Next week I will come more prepared than I did this week.
Well,
what we want you to do is we want you to go to Instagram and Twitter. Twitter, T and J in the morning or in the AM. Hit that follow button. Go on Instagram, Tate and Josh in the morning. Hit that follow button, and we're gonna start getting more stuff up there. Also,
this week Saturday there'll be something. Maybe my reaction to the Florida game. You might get to see me cuss, drop a few F-bombs. Who knows? Might be butt naked by the end of the game if we're winning big. Who knows?
So. Shout out to B Willie also. He's been texting me on and off throughout this whole entire podcast. It's part of the reason that I've been
Blake Williamson?
Yeah.
My boy.
So let's look at all these games and maybe next week.
We'll see.
My unpreparedness will be right.
Pause.
We can't bet this week.
Pause. Let's you might want to wait for your picks to see how they go. You might want to come unprepared next week too, depending on how your picks go.
That's true. If my picks go well, boys and girls, it's gonna be a shit show all season because I will not do any research.
All right, boys. That's all the time we got. So make sure you tune in on Saturday. I'm gonna share the shit out of it. It's gonna be funny. Talk some shit with us if we get the picks wrong. We get them right. I want you to fucking kiss my feet. Anyway, y'all have a good day. College football's back. Go Gators. Y'all say what y'all want to say. Go Dogs, maybe.
Yeah, go Dogs, baby.
Go Dogs.
Hey, we winning the Natty this year. Swear to God.
Bank on it.
All right. Peace.
Holla.